My name's Jana Dean, and I am the general manager at High Life Adventure Park in Seaside, Oregon. Our family also owns High Life Adventures in Warrenton, Oregon. We are on YouTube, we're on Facebook, Instagram. You can visit us at highlifeadventure.com to book any adventure you would like with us.
And I'm Dave Larson, and my wife had the inspiration of coming up with the zip lines, and so back in the day, I told her, you get permits and I'll build it, and I didn't think she would, but she did. And so between that and my son-in-law Shane, we got this thing started, and we had all the kids to help, and it's been a real success. In my former life, it was construction. I was excavation, heavy construction for 45 years, and this doesn't even come close. I mean, it's so much better than construction that I can't even believe it. Yeah.
What is your top piece of advice for small business owners just starting out?
I would say that to get a proper background and understand the business very well, I wish when I started construction I would have worked for somebody else for a while. And my suggestion would be to be paid to learn instead of paying to learn. I talk about that with our employees, where we're paying them here to learn how to do carpenter work, whereas if they go to a trade school, it's going to cost them money. So I would say getting prepared by doing the background and the training if you can, and especially be paid for it.
And I think coming up with a business plan in the beginning, and obviously making sure you have all systems in place. Obviously our challenge course is newer. We opened in 2020, and we thought we had everything figured out then, and then COVID hit, and obviously a lot of I guess bobbing and weaving through all the challenges that come up, right? But yeah, educating yourself, and if you don't know the answer, finding the people who can help you through, for sure. What's the best part of being a small business owner?
I think the best part, it's the people that we run across and that we would never have had a chance to meet. And the experiences also in our business and industry is very positive. People are happy to be here, and so that energy that they have, passes on through to us. So it's the people, I think.
Absolutely, I agree. The people that we get to meet every day, and the stories, and just like you've actually experienced it too. We've had as little as 3 out here on the zip lines, or 2 or 3 years old, all the way to 102 ziplining here. And we've had people get engaged here, we've had weddings here, birthdays, just the good things. People, when they're on vacation and when they're doing one of our adventures, it's all positive, good, making memory stuff with your family. And in my opinion, that's what it's all about. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm down at the adventure park a lot. My favorite moments are when I have little random kids come up and give me hugs, just out of nowhere. They just come give me a hug, and that's like the best thing in the world.
I would say we're very fortunate, and we can watch what's going on right here. And one of the rides that we have is called the Zwing. It's supposedly the only one in the world. And they're able to jump off the tower on a 20-foot lanyard, and they swing by here, and some of the expressions and the screams and the laughs, and it's such a huge range of responses from people, and it's right here. I think that's my favorite.
It was never supposed to be this way in the beginning, right? How life just kind of falls into place. Mom and Dad bought this property when I was 5, and this is the home that we grew up in and lived in. And I'm just gonna back up for a little bit real quick. And Dad was an excavation contractor. We all, as kids, worked for Mom and Dad in the family business. And I also feel like being a small business owner, also, I've got to back up with our kids. So I have 2 daughters. My sister has 3 kids. They all work in the family business. Both my daughters have been able to buy their first vehicles paying in cash because they've helped work. One of my other daughters has also started a second job, and the work ethic that they have and what it's taught them, the schooling that it's taught them, how to interact with people, how to, just all the skills that they've learned just by working within our family business is absolutely amazing. and now this legacy that we're going to be able to leave the family and so on. It impacts everything, and it all started with an idea from Mom on the plane ride back home from Hawaii to start zip lines. And just like Dad was saying, being able to sit here and actually watch the zip liners come down, this was just our family property that we all enjoyed and invited friends and family over to hang out, and now we get to share this with the community, and it's such a special place. So that's also pretty amazing. Zip lines came in first in 2012. And then during the down season, it kind of gets slow. So we figured, what could we do to help keep our staff employed? So the idea of the restaurant was born. So we had, I'm sure you saw our new building coming up there. So we had a restaurant and bar, implemented that in about 7 years ago. And then last March, unfortunately, we had a fire in the middle of the night that burnt everything down to the ground. But we are rebuilding right now, obviously. And I do feel like our family, we do not ever give up. We keep going and try to look at the positive of every side, even though it's very heartbreaking for all of us. We all lost a lot in that building, lots of memories, and Dad lost all of his stuff. It was also his woodworking, all of his tools, everything was in there. Lots of his family heirloom stuff too. Anyway, long story short, we are excited for this next chapter because we are going to be bigger and better than ever. We are going to add even more things in to do. We're talking about indoor rock climbing and axe throwing indoors. We have a lot of really great ideas to add on to help complement our business here for if we have families who do not want to necessarily, if everyone doesn't want to go ziplining, they can do other things while they're here, and also to better serve our community during the winter as well. There's not much to do around here indoors, so coming up with great ideas there. And Mom was our main cook too in the restaurant. That's the thing too. So Mom made all the food from scratch, the soups, the salads. The food was absolutely amazing. She had her regulars that would come in all the time. And anyway, it was good stuff. The new building will be, as far as the zipline office being back open and whatnot, we'll have that done by this winter. Yep. For sure, we'll be back in it. But and then our next focus will be the rock climbing wall, and then we're just gonna kind of out here. They've improved throughout the years. We've added more and more stuff on, and we're gonna continue to do that at this location as well. But we're just gonna take our time and do what's right and what feels right at the right time. We do not know. There was 2 investigations, and they never. I don't know.
Yeah, they said it was so intensely hot. There was no evidence. We don't think it was arson. We think we were doing construction activity, working on tables and stuff inside the shop. It could have been whatever it was. It incubated, meaning the last person was there at 5 o'clock, and the sheriff's pounding on our door at midnight. So it took that long to get it going. So it could be sawdust, it could be electrical, it could be chemical reaction with rags or something like that. We don't know what happened.
I have not heard of Merchant Maverick before. This is the first time of hearing about you guys.
First time for me too.
That's one challenge you are facing. How can the community help?
The challenges are, I would say, more in the administration part of things in the office because of help. Everybody is feeling the pressure of not having enough help. And it's a constant juggling act to keep people here and doing tours. And there's a lot of kids, it seems like, that are satisfied with just doing a little bit of work instead of working all day, and will call in sick or call in because they don't want to do their tours because their uncle's down or something like that. There's a lot of stress in the office to try to organize that and keep it staffed, is, I would say, in the summertime especially. It just gets crazy.
I feel like another way that the community can help our business is during the slower times and during the seasonal, like the holidays and whatnot. That is when our sales really go down in the winter time because it's crummy outside. But as far as gift card sales and gift certificates and whatnot, that's another way that we could be supported by the community. We have a couple billboards. I think a lot of people traveling through see that, but I also think that people being on vacation, I know for myself, speaking for myself personally, when I go on vacation, I look up things to do in the area, and we do get a lot of, through Google as well. Yes, Google Analytics, I see that this many people called your phone number from Google. So it just really depends. I think it's a variety of things. We have rat cards all around. We have people who put rat cards all around Oregon for us at different hotels and whatnot, getting our name out that way. And like I said, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all those.
They come from all over the world.
They do. We've had,
Philippines.
yeah, Italy, France. I've met so many people from everywhere.
Yeah.
We do have people who live, in Bend and just made a trip just to come see us. So that's always, that's always neat.
Something that was really surprising to us is the repeat customers we get. And to me, I would go do ziplining one time and then move on to my bucket list, and to them, they keep coming back. Not all of them, but there's a large percentage that keep coming back. They bring more family members and it just snowballs. But it's amazing here again that how many people will repeat the process. And having that flow of people that they had a great time, and so they want to share that with their family and show their family a great time.
Yes.
So that's huge to us.
I think with the challenge course, a lot of people think it's going to be a lot scarier and harder than it is. I feel like a lot of people come to us to face their fears, and it's actually going back to one of my favorite things about the business. That is also one of my favorite things, when you have people come in that are very timid and they're afraid of heights and whatnot, and by the end of their climb or the end of their adventure, they're jumping off the 3rd level building from 40 feet, having a great time. And to watch that transition in people is absolutely amazing. And their confidence being built as well on both things that we do, whether it be the zip line or the challenge course.
I would say being really busy year round and not worry about the wintertime, the revenue that's coming in the wintertime.
I would say if we're looking in the future, I know my thought for the future of High Life is our next generation, also having procedures in place dialed in, especially with everything being new with the new building and whatnot, just having everything really dialed in and structured so it's easy to pass on eventually. And I hope that our entire family continues to benefit from our small family business. And just like I was saying, with my mom getting sick, it has allowed me to be able to make my own schedule and take my own time and be able to spend time with my mom. If I worked for another company, I used to work in corporate, I can't be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to come in today. But our small family business has allowed us the flexibility to be able to make our own schedules as well. Our point of sale, so we use Flybook, we use Fair Harbor, we have Stripe, we have Square, and I think that's it as far as our point of sale. Credit card processing, is that this kind of the same thing? Stripe is, okay, sorry. Yeah. Website through GoDaddy, and then Oregon Web Solutions. Seth here locally in Astoria is actually helping us with our website. And then Fair Harbor actually is the one who hosts the Zipline website. So we have 2 different folks. Banking?
We're using right now Bank of the Pacific, and we find them very friendly to small businesses. And we were attempting to borrow money to get going, and they loaned us some money after the fact, after we paid her mom back, to expand. I can't remember the exact, but basically the bigger banks were a lot more regulated and a lot less flexible, where Bank of the Pacific was more of a friendly local bank and has always treated us really well.
The Ziplines has won the Fan Favorite Award. It's by Media America. Anyway, so out of 9,000 destinations in Oregon, High Life Adventures was voted the #1 thing to do by reviews off of TripAdvisor, Google, and Yelp.
Yeah, so we've won that award
Four or five times.
4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
yeah. And we've always been